Hi and welcome to another episode of Being Surreal, and in today's episode we are going to talk about trust. So in last episode I talked about why being selfish is sometimes good for you. So I thought we should also talk about trust and why trust is very important, because frankly I believe that the whole world is working on trust. Like, you trust someone to do their job properly so that you may survive, and that's how it actually works. So let me ask you a question. Let's say you have a close friend and you trust him. Then one day he gets an opportunity, and the moment he gets that opportunity he deceives you. Now, whose fault do you think it is? Like, is it your friend's fault that he deceived you, or is it your fault that you trusted him? Well, frankly, I think it's your fault. Like, it's always the fault of the person who trusted the other one. Like, I'm not saying that deceiving is a good thing. Like, of course it is bad, you should not deceive people. Trusting others is a risky stuff, and it's you who are at mistake if your trust proves out to be wrong. I think that a lot of people know this, but they fail to realize it properly, that trust is very valuable thing. You can't go and give it to everyone you meet. Like, let's say you saw a stranger and like, yeah, I trust this person. You are not going to do that. Like, and you also won't be giving him 1 lakh rupees or something because I met him today, I trust him. No, you won't. You might not even trust your close friends to do that. Not a lot of people go to their friends and say that I have this much cash, I want you to have it, and I'll take them later. Like, a lot of people are afraid to do that. This is something a lot of people should understand, and that their trust has much more value than they perceive. So they should give it to very few selected people. And the worst part about trust is that you only come to know if the person is worth your trust or not only in your bad time. Like, in your good time you don't know if that person will deceive you or not, but when you are going through hard times you know that if the person doesn't come to your help, he is not worthy of your trust. It's like you are carrying a lot of weight on your shoulder, and then someone feels like, nah, not enough, and then they just add more weight to you. It's that kind of thing. One thing is trust, and then there's another thing that is called blind trust. The thing with blind trust is, no matter how fancy it sounds, you never trust someone blindly. I may sound offensive, bad, and even cynical to say this, but never trust anyone blindly, like, not even your family. Don't blindly trust anyone except, of course, yourself. And the reason is that if you blindly trust someone, then you won't look at the signs that they may portray, that they might deceive you in future, because you so blindly trust them, you don't give a thought about their actions and stuff. So this is why you always test your trust. Well, good alliteration, by the way. So I'll give you an example. So, but before I give an example, I'll talk what testing trust is. So what do you like? Let's say you have person and you are not really sure if they are worthy of your trust or not. So what you do is you do a small test. So you tell them a trivial thing and ask them not to tell others. But if they tell others that thing, then you should retract your trust from them. And if they pass the test, then it's a good thing. You can keep having trust in them. And by no means it's like a game that if they lose one test they fail 1 point, and if they lose, it's not like that. You have to be smart enough to know how these things work. So for example, let's say you are going out to meet your friends. Okay, now you are the one driving and you picked up one of your friend, and then you are going to meet your other friends at certain place. The others don't know that you picked that guy up. Okay, so while you are going there, you tell your friend that don't tell them that he came with you, and he agrees to that. Then he goes before you, you go after a while, and after you join them, and after the basic complimentary greetings. You talk about how everyone reached the place. Then once it's his turn, then you notice his answer, that if he says he came with you or what. And like right now, once I am thinking about it, he may not actually tell because you are right in front of him. So what you can do is you can just then ask everyone who came with who, and then notice, like if anyone slips out any information, then you know who is not worthy of your trust. And that's how you test the trust. And there are other ways too, but I don't exactly remember them. Like I want to think about this, and I actually try to think of other ways of testing this, but all of them were very similar to this. Like you tell them very trivial things, or you tell one person one thing and tell other person some other thing, and then you let them talk. And that's how, like it's a very good way. Let's say you are in a situation where someone is leaking your information, okay, now you don't know who. So what you do is that you make up a story, okay, and you tell person A something, B other thing, C other thing, and D other thing. Now you just wait. Since all the stories are different, the rumor that comes back to you will make you understand who was the person that leaked your information. That's how it works. Before I end today's episode, I want to say that uh, keep your trust with yourself. Don't give it to everyone else for free. Only give it to someone if they are very worthy of it. And last but not least, don't blindly trust anyone. Thank you. And if you have any other ways of testing trust, comment down below and let me know. I would love to talk about it. Or you can just ping me on Instagram. My ID is given in the description. It's being.surial. Or you can ping me on Twitter. My Twitter ID is Surial_30. I also have a book club where I read a book every month and then I publish out the summary in the newsletter. And if you are interested in that, you can subscribe to it and learn new things without actually reading the book. And that's it for today. Thank you and have a nice day.